Good morning. My name is Rachel and I am a thrifty crocheter, and today is Friday, May the 23rd. 365 days of kindness. Be kind every day. Overlooked. I'm sure y'all sometimes feel like we're just a little bit overlooked. It's a little bit chilly. So we have this rain down to like the 50s and 60s instead of the 70s and 80s. That's the thing about rain. It'll do one of two things. It'll either cool things off or it'll make it a lot more humid and sticky and yucky. And it's really cool things off. Okay. Overlooked. Samuel said to Jesse, "Are these all the children?" And he said, "There remains yet the youngest, and behold, he is tending the sheep." Then Samuel said to Jesse, "Send and bring him, for we will not sit down until he comes here." 1 Samuel 16:12. I'm talking about David there. When Samuel was led to find the new king of Israel, Jesse first showed him all the children he thought would be eligible to be a king. But God had other plans. He didn't care about age or skill. He was looking at the heart. You might be someone who feels like you are overlooked a lot. It could be your age, the way you look, or your education. Those things do not matter at all in God's eyes. No, they don't. Mm-mm. He looks at your heart. Sorry. He looks at your heart. And thinks you are amazing because you were created in his image. You might also know someone who is constantly overlooked for similar reasons. Spend some time praying for that others would see their heart and value them with recognition. Act of kindness. Tell someone's manager how great they are. Managers always like to know how good their employees are. So please let them know. Daily guidepost for grandmothers. May 23rd. For he hath despised the day of small things. Zechariah 4:10. Oh, for who hath despised the day of small things? Zechariah 4:10. About 2 years after my husband died, my granddaughter Jamie announced one day, "Nanny, you need a husband. I'm going to ask Jesus to send you one." That's cute. That's cute. "Okay, Jamie," I said. Jamie was only 3.5. She didn't really understand that prayer and romance don't work that way. The next day, she told me with uncontained enthusiasm that she had talked with Jesus and he told her he was sending me a husband who would look like Grady, Jamie's pet name for my late husband. 2 years later, someone entered my life quite suddenly, without warning. We wrote and talked by phone for 2 months before I saw pictures of him. Jamie and I stared at the photographs in stunned silence. This professor, minister, farmer from Oklahoma bore an amazing resemblance to the husband I'd lost 4 years before. When Gene Cuff arrived in Atlanta from Oklahoma, Jamie went straight into his arms. "I knew you'd come," she said softly, arms still tight around his neck. Jamie beamed throughout the entire ceremony when Gene and I were married shortly thereafter. "Oh, Father, teach me not to scoff at small beginnings and small prayers." Marion Bond West. Oh, that one was cute. That was really cute. Such small favors. become big dreams. How about that? That's awesome. I'm like chilled. I don't really want to turn the heat on because it's May. But I'm chilled at the same time. I'm like actually getting shivers because I'm cold. Okay, May 23rd. Oh, sorry. The Illustrated Words of Jesus for Women. May 23. Believe Jesus. And the verse says, let us go over to the other side of the lake. Luke 8:22. Jesus and his disciples got into a boat, and Jesus said, let's go to the other side of the lake. As soon as they sailed, Jesus fell asleep. Then a storm blew up, and the disciples became scared that the boat would sink. In terror, they woke him up. Jesus asked them, where's your faith? Why did he say that? The trip had begun with Jesus saying, let's go over to the other side of the lake. He didn't say, let's go halfway and then sink. These men didn't trust what he said. Do you believe Jesus' promises? Or do you wake up terrified that he isn't paying attention to your problems? Okay. Do you believe Jesus' promises? Or do you wake up terrified that he isn't paying attention to any of your problems? I want you to think about that. And then I added the sticker in pretty gold, nice gold lettering. It says, trust in him. Big gold letters, trust in him. And it ends with, know therefore that the Lord your God is God. He is the faithful God, keeping his covenant of love to 1,000 generations of those who love him and keep his commandments. Deuteronomy 7:9. Okay. With that, our infamous prayer square. This small swatch of yarn has been woven with prayers. As you hold this swatch in your hand, may you feel God's strength, love, and peace flow and know that he holds you in his hands. May God bless and comfort you in time of need and give you peace. Amen. Love y'all. Bye.